Greetings, everybody. If you're wondering how much of your money you should invest in stocks, one way to think about it is to decide how much money you'd be comfortable seeing your portfolio temporarily decline by in the worst case scenario. For example, let's say you never want your portfolio to decline by more than $1,000. Well, the next step is deciding what the worst case scenario might be in terms of stock declines. So let's say that the worst case you see happening is that your stocks would somehow drop by negative 20%. Well, what you would do is take the $1,000 max loss and divide it by 0.20. And the result is $5,000, which means that if you're only comfortable with a $1,000 portfolio decline from a worst case scenario 20% drop, you should only invest $5,000 in stocks. Another example is, let's say the most you'd be comfortable seeing your portfolio decline by is $3,000. And the worst case scenario you think could happen is a 15% decline in your stocks. Well, divide 3,000 by 0.15 and you get 20,000, which means the most you should invest in stocks is $20,000. Now, what are the drawbacks/limitations of this approach? Well, one thing is, we could possibly severely underestimate the worst case scenario decline. For example, if I thought the worst case would be a 10% drop and then somehow my stocks drop by 20%, now I'm down by way more than I wanted or planned for. Another thing to keep in mind is, let's say you use the formula and you invest only the specified amount in stocks. And after doing so, let's say you still have a couple $1,000s or more left over. Well, if the stock market goes on a run and moves way higher, you may feel like you should have just invested all of or more of your money and you could have/would have had more gains. But if the stock market happens to decline, then that's when you might be glad that you didn't invest it all and that you stuck to the parameters of the formula. Good luck, everybody.